Thank you for joining us. This is Equa International Television. Welcome to Nigeria Now on ECWA TV Africa International.
You want to
where
take us
yeah,
back?
it's a sweet thing. When you talk about growth, it's good to leave one stage to another. We
Yeah,
started from
definitely.
Nigeria to
To
Africa.
Africa, and we're international.
We were there, Africa. We are comfortable. People are used to, and then we feel yes, it's time for us to move, and then bam,
You know how growth can be
international.
now.
You said
You know how growth can be.
yes, yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
and we have grown and we're international, so don't take us back. Good morning.
Good morning, Lois. How are you doing?
I'm great, and you?
Well, that's great. That's great. It's a very brand new day, and then a lot of expectation to be met out there. People are out with full of energy. Trusting God that something will happen, and then we keep believing that as we pray, God will come to our aid and then do something. And I feel it's very important once you're out, be positive. And that is why here in Equa TV International, we are positive about everything we are doing, and we try our possible best to see that we bring you programs and shows, events that will motivate you and will keep you on track even as you go about doing your normal business. Today on Nigeria Now, we're going to look at some issues that are really
Boy,
burning, such to say, from politics to
to the economy,
economy,
to education,
security,
security, and
on
all
and on
that.
and on. This is just because Nigerians are really, really hungry. They want to know what is happening in their country, and they want to know how issues are being handled when it comes to governance and the people that are governing them. And that's why today somebody is saying that Nigerians should be calm. Something will happen soon. You know who is saying that?
Of course, of course. And don't forget that we're live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can send us your comments. You can join in the discussion. Tell us what you think about the topics we're going to be discussing and buttressing this morning. And talking about someone that said we should be calm, something is going to happen. Like, is the world coming to an end, or is something exploding, or we don't understand. Is it like he's trying to make us scared, or okay, he said we should be calm. But when someone tells you to be calm, that means something is coming that you don't even expect. And we'll try and see how what he's trying to say will come up. We hope it's not going to turn the world upside down.
He can't. He can't. He can't. Wiki, the bright of the moment, all the spotlights are on him right now when it comes to the political terrain. And then during his flagging of project, he was telling the people, I believe it's a message to the world. And then he was like, people should be calm. Very soon they will get the direction. Like we rightly say yesterday, people are asking, they are looking for direction, where to follow. And then this time around, they don't want to follow blindly.
Yeah.
They want to follow people with antecedents. They want to follow people with record. And he said in one of his speech, he said, we are here to give you this dividends, of good governance, not dividends of democracy, because government and military do gave us good social amenities, developments here and there. I want to say good governance. And then he said, if I give you something that you want and I come and I say, because of this, I want you to give me your vote, because this is where I feel you should put your vote, because from there you will continue to get all of this good things will come your way. Won't you give me? Definitely they will. And I've said it. I said, people will want to see people that do magic. Like somebody was saying yesterday, we were discussing, and he was like, they are celebrating people for paying salary. I said, no. He said, yes, because for all these years, you know, is when you are owing 6 months, then they will give you 2 months in the middle of 1 month. And then like that. So they feel when someone come and he's up to date, he should be celebrated. I said, there's nothing bad about celebrating that person, but it shouldn't be like it's an
achievement.
Like it's an achievement. Is your right. It's just an issue of priority. Someone choosing to do the right thing at the right time. I think that's just the point. So sometimes we are the ones even giving them room to feel like they are doing us favor in some cases.
It's just like you said, it's like we have gotten used to that pattern of payment when it comes to salary payment in the country. Some states are up to date. They are apt about paying salaries, and when people don't even see their salaries, that's when they start, okay, what's happening? But in some other states, like we mentioned the other time, some states are owing 6 months salaries, and then you wonder, okay, why is your own different from other states when other people are up to date with their salaries, and then you are there dragging yourself and not paying your workers and all of that. And so people have gotten used to that pattern of not receiving their payments. That's why when they receive 2 months salary at the middle of nowhere, they will start celebrating and say Governor Alert or whatever. They will be praising them and all of that. But that's not an achievement. That's your right. Like you said, you're supposed to be paid for. A worker is entitled to his wages. When you work, you're expected to be paid. And it's not an achievement for anybody to be celebrated about or anybody to boast about him paying salary, because that is what you're supposed to do to your workers. So that's just about that particular thing. And still about ASU. ASU is going on indefinite strike, according to reports. Yesterday they rolled over, like we said, like a data that has been unused data that has expired, and then you need to roll over, and that's what is happening to ASU right now. And then we've seen that Katsina received 6.2 billion naira from Nigerian government for ranching. That was last month, and the governor of Katsina confirmed that statement and said they received 6.25 billion naira from the federal government for ranch development projects. And then we're talking of ASU going on strike, and they're saying 80% of their demands have been met by the federal government, and ASU is refusing to call off the strike. But I say, why give them 80% if you can give them 100%? Because if ASU receives 80% and calls off the strike, later they will come for the remaining 20% they are asking of. And then that's going back to where they are coming from. And that's why I see the reason why ASU keeps going on strike over and over and over again, because they always receive 80% or 50% of their demands, and they will call off the strike. At the end of the day, you see them after 6 months, they are back home again, out of the classrooms, and then you know, the people that it's at the detriment of the students and then the parents. 6 months down the line now, parents students rather are at home doing nothing. They are not in school, and the politician or the big people in the society are there. Their kids are out of the country schooling, enjoying the benefits that every other person, a common Nigeria, should be enjoying. So these are some of the things. Why give such an amount for ranching, for God's sake? Like,
you know, we always say this here. I think the main problem of Nigeria is leadership, because you can see how the leaders behave by their choice of, let me say, misplaced priority. Because now ASU are on strike, you're talking ranching. ASU are on strike, you're talking building Niger Bridge. ASU on strike, you are talking building Abuja, Kaduna, Kano Expressway. You can't just... Sometimes I sit down and I can't comprehend, and I can't match the two, and then see, you know, the possibility of that, you know, working with someone that reason well. Permit me to say that, because it doesn't tell well. It doesn't tell well. Okay, now you are saying 80%. I'm expecting to hear that government is saying we're giving 150% on your demand. Because looking at even the time of the agreement, 2009, for crying out loud, 2022, we are talking this. And how much is the budget of education in Nigerian budget? Last year was just 20%.
Was it even up to 20? Because I remember a report that came from the United Nations last week. It said if Nigeria doesn't add up its educational budget, it's going to be detrimental to Nigeria in the next 5 years or so to come. That's, they're even saying that we have like 7% of it. So you can just imagine the whole thing, like just a little percentage of the budget is even allocated to education. And I remember you saying that education is the bedrock of any nation. If there is no education, there's nothing.
Any development, you know, once you are not educated, how will you start? You know?
Sometimes they say it's
like
not
I
about
was saying,
being...
I said 20%. It's not even because the benchmark of the global UNESCO approved amount, such to say that should be allocated to education, is 26%. And I'm telling you, for Nigeria, it's 4%. The global acceptable UNESCO benchmark is 26% of your total budget, annual budget. And for Nigeria, it's 4%. It's not even, I was saying, they should have just stopped the 6 and just leave the 20. But it's just 4. It's not up to 6. And then you are talking that you want to take this country to a level whereby, you know, it will be enviable of all. It's not possible. All these countries that you see, you envy, and they take their children to go and study there. They have given priority to the education. That's why you choose that school to take your children. You understand? When ASU are on strike, the same Minister of Education is going someone to celebrate his son's graduation. I think Nigerians sometimes we are even too lenient to things that really matter to us. Because this issue of education is not the matter of whether your child can afford, you know, higher education or cannot. The issue is that it's about the nation. What about education in the nation? Is it working? If it's not working, then everything should stand still. And let's face it and say, why is it not working? Let it work. And then you look at it. Now ASU are saying they want to go back. And then you are saying you are not paying them the 6-month salary. And you ask why. And some of these people, government is not owing them anything. All these government officials ask and find out everything about their allowances, about their entitlement, and the rest is being paid promptly. Why the common man? And some of these university lecturers, their students, their children are schooling where they are lecturing.
Yes.
Because it's easier for them. You could just make a straight deduction from his salary straight to the school account, and he pay. And now some of them are even lamenting the same way we are at home as lecturers, the same way our children too, some that are yet in school are still at home. So what is the federal government saying? And you're voting money to secure Kaduna, Abuja rail line. You understand? You just spend money unnecessarily, and then people are not seeing it working. I think is not acceptable. Nigerians should wake up, particularly this issue of strike, this ASU. I am with ASU. I feel parents should understand with ASU, because now federal government are saying they have met 80%. What are they trying? They are trying to set the parent against the lecturers.
You know, that's what they said students should sue ASU now, because ASU are the ones keeping them at home. But then when you look at it critically, I keep saying that I feel ASU should not resume till these things, this 2009 agreement is done and it should be done with. It should be
forgotten by
I
now.
don't think the next time after the meeting 80%, you go back and then you are coming back because of maybe in 2025 we are still talking about 2009 agreements. I don't think that's what should be done. They should stay and let the needful be done, and then they should go back to school. Let's know that there is nothing
we
about
trash this issue once and for
even
all.
if there should be an agreement again about going on, it shouldn't be 2009 we'll be talking about. No, it's not acceptable. Like things need to take shape in this country. Like we can't continue like this. It's becoming terrible every now and then. And then nobody's saying anything. Everybody's just relaxed. Like I said, there's fire on the mountain and nobody seems to be on the run. It's really bad. It's really bad.
Okay, look at the politicians now. Nobody is saying anything about education, about ASU strike. Nobody is saying something categorically about it. Like everything should be standstill. Let's face this issue of education. Let's solve it, because this is our country and our educational system is decaying. Our educational system is sinking. We are just talking one sector. We are not even talking security.
This meeting is
you get the point. And then it's just business as usual. People going, receiving the campaigns here and there. People moving from one party and the other. People thinking not the issue of national interest.
Well, let's move to the 2023 budget.
And now you are borrowing. You are proposing to borrow 11 trillion.
30 trillion naira. Loan.
Almost 12. And you asked to do what?
To service the deficit that we have in the country. Like Nigeria is really moving on I don't even know the word to use right now because I don't want it to look so. But then it's when you look at the education, you look at the economy, you just wonder what is actually happening. What is actually happening? Like now we have the proposal of 11.30 trillion naira that has been proposed. That's like 19.7 trillion estimates to cover our budget deficits, because already we are topping the charts for debtors in the whole world.
In the whole world.
We are number 4th. And then now we want to borrow again.
We're really moving on the speed lane.
Yes, to reach the top.
Yeah.
So that by next year also they'll say Nigeria is number 1. Well, but that's just the issue right now. That the economy is really going down. And then we have to borrow to keep it afloat. So I really don't know how these things are going to take shape. But then, based on what the finance minister said, she said that was yesterday, appearing before the House of Representatives. She defended a 2023 to 2025 medium-term expenditure framework. And she said the deficit for the 2023 fiscal year may be between 11.30 trillion and 12.41 trillion, depending on some fiscal policy decisions on subsidy payments for petrol. And then she also said it is expected to... Okay, let me take this. She said it will include a total of 9.32 trillion naira in new borrowings, comprising 7.4 trillion naira from domestic sources and 1.8 trillion naira from foreign sources. And the government is expected to generate 206.1 billion naira from privatization proceeds and 1.7 trillion in multilateral project-type loans. And so these two proposals will be what they will be working with as far as the budget is concerned. And then the petrol, she's saying that by next year June they should remove fuel subsidy. If not, I don't know what will happen to the economy. Inflation will definitely rise.
In 2021, the budget was 16.99 trillion. With the deficit of 6.26 trillion.
Yeah.
In 2022, the budget was 17.1 trillion. And then the deficit is 7.3. So we are looking at, a situation whereby instead of the deficit going up, it should be going down.
Yeah.
You see, the reason why the global world will tag us as a consuming nation, like we are not producing. You only go out there to take money to come and consume, instead of investing in something that will generate, income for the country, that you can even get money to even pay back or to service those loans. And then you are just borrowing to consume. You're borrowing to consume. Okay, now we're talking about this year's deficit of 7.3 trillion. And then the proposal for next year, that means it would shoot to like almost 11 point something, or almost 12 trillion. How long can we go like this, as a country? I don't think this thing is really healthy for us as a country. It's high time for us to start thinking inward, to start thinking what can we do, to remedy this particular situation. And everything that we need in this country is at our disposal. It is.
Yes.
It's just the matter of interest. Just the matter of interest.
Priorities.
Priority. Where's your interest, and where do you put your priority? I just think that's just it. That's just our problem.
The more the country borrows, the more detrimental to the people, because for the government to be able to meet up or clear all those, because definitely they can't even clear everything, but they can reduce it. And for them to reduce it, they have to increase tax. And then increase the interest they will pay back to the people they are loaning, because they are borrowing from, rather. Because when you borrow, let's say for instance we have 10 people that want to borrow, we want to borrow from, and we say this is the interest rate we want to give back when we're returning the money, and the interest is not that much. We have, out of 10 people, we have just one person that wants to borrow to Nigeria. But once you increase the interest, definitely you have more people that will want to borrow to you. For instance, now I want to borrow 10,000 from you, or maybe you and 2 other people, and I say, okay, I want to pay back 11,000, and you are the only one that say, okay, if you want to pay 11, okay, it's fine. The other 2 say no, they are not borrowing because the interest rate I'm returning back is too low. And I'll return 13,000. Of course, I'll have more people that want to borrow to me. And then how do you intend to return it when I'm spending more than my budget? Definitely I'm going to go and borrow again to settle my debt. And that is what is happening right now. And
borrowing continues.
Yes, borrowing continues. And you're not trying to reduce it. Rather, we're increasing it. Just like the report about the country being the 4th on the chart. It's because even India, that is number 1, has even reduced their debt. But we increase our own with 11.11%, which is bad on us. So we just hope that this country, we need to start producing. We need to start producing. And our refineries, we're not even hearing anything about them. Even the Dangote refinery that is supposed to start generating some revenue for the country, we don't even hear much coming up from that sector. So we need a lot of things happening in this country because the economy is bad.
Well, God will help us. And I so much believe that 2023 is going to take a different dimension, by us as citizens doing the right thing and keep pushing, asking questions, particularly ask our leaders, and tell them what we really want. It is high time we redefine this country. It is high time we restructure this country. It is high time we change the way we do things in this country. If not, we are heading to doom. And I don't want to be a party to that. I don't want to be a party to that.
I would like to be a party to that as well.
I just want to encourage you out there. 2023 is coming. PVC, the permanent voters card, already collection have started for those that did the registration earlier. The information is out there. We'll keep updating you. So just do your best. Make sure go collect your PVC, and then not just collect it, when the time comes, use it very well, because it is high time for us to change the narrative. We can't continue like this. And I want to encourage you that, please, in your own little environment, do the right thing, contribute your own quota. Sometimes we look up there, but I think we can make we can influence our own little society by doing what is right. And then don't forget, we should keep praying for this country, and we should keep doing the right thing. Thank you for joining us today on this show, Nigeria Now, on Equa TV International. Please do well to hook up with our other programs that will soon roll on. Thank you so much, and God bless you.